Grandkids are gone for a little bit today. I'm the only person in the house. Got my coffee. Got my cigarette. Oh, that's better. Papa gets some me time. Okay, let's log in online and see what's going on. Maybe check in on Twitter. See if... Oh, for pity's sake.
Well, so what are we gonna do today, Cousin BW?
The same thing we do every day, Melvin. Try to take over the neighborhood.
Hey y'all, Bloodwing here. Back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. And as you could probably tell from the intro, yes, we're going to be talking a little bit about Riley Dennis, everybody's favorite lolcow. I haven't picked on him too much here on this channel, but after seeing some things on Twitter, I just can't resist. Before I get into that though, I wanted to give a big shout out to Ghost Dog 999 and Peter Silak Hades 313, my first two patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. It really is appreciated. So, enough of the self-promoting. Let's get right into things. So, some of you are already aware, and those of you that don't do Twitter, and probably a good thing that you don't, may not be as aware, but Riley made some interesting tweets in the last couple of days, and I just couldn't resist addressing them a little bit. So let's take a look at it. But instead of just showing you the tweets, I think we should probably have somebody read them. But this already makes my brain hurt enough. So let me get somebody else. Hey, Melvin, come here, bud.
Yeah, Cousin BW? Did you want something?
Yup. Hey, you went to school, didn't you?
Yeah, I got all the way to the 6th grade. I got the 6th grade education.
Good enough. Probably fits right in with the skill level of the tweets we're about to read today. So read these tweets for me when I point to you, will you? Go ahead and start with the first couple.
As a trans woman, I am not MTF, male to female, because I was never male. I thought I was male, I identified that way for a long time, but I was wrong.
No. Riley, just no. You know, this always happens. Just when I think you said the dumbest thing you could ever say, you always prove me wrong and come up with something dumber. You do realize that people use you as a lolcow not because, or not just because you claim to be a trans lesbian, but because you say the dumbest things. But I'm going to let you prove yourself wrong and take a look at some of your own content and what you had to say there and how it matches up to what you just put it in this tweet. But before I do that, let me mention that since this tweet has come out, I've seen some legit trans male to female people come out and tell you how stupid you were. And Blair White, I won't post her tweet here, but she come out with a tweet that says, if you are not a trans woman, if you were never male, how are you trans? Yeah, things that make you go, But let's look at a recent video of yours trying to explain what non-binary is, and just a piece of it, and let's see what you said.
And when it comes down to it, gender is how you feel and identify.
Riley, you said it right there, yourself. Gender is how you feel and identify in regards to femininity and masculinity. It's not your sex. It's not your biological sex. Gender is how you express yourself. And you express yourself as a lesbian, female. But that's not your biological sex.
Let's say you were born with a penis and assigned male at birth because of that. Then you grew up and identified as a boy, and then you identified as a man, and you've never had any doubts about that, and you're perfectly okay identifying like that. That would make you a cisgender man, and vice versa for cisgender women. Now, you've probably heard of the term transgender before. So a transgender person is someone who doesn't identify with the gender they were assigned at birth. So, for instance, if you were born with a penis and assigned male at birth because of that, but later grew up and felt that you identified more strongly with being a girl or a woman, that would make you a trans woman. That narrative you're probably a little more comfortable with.
Now, I'm not going to get all off into this assigned at birth stuff, because we all already understand how stupid that comment is. But you said it yourself here, Riley. If you were born with a penis, and later you identified as a woman, that's what makes you a trans woman. That is the exact opposite of what you said in that tweet. So which is it? Your arguments are circular, and this is just coming straight out your butt. Which is where I think most of your arguments come from. And by the way, what is it with you talking so fast and with the really quick jump cuts? Do you think it makes you look smarter, or are you just trying to confuse those that try to do videos on you? I don't know. Anyway, Melvin, let's read some more.
Gay people are not STG, straight to gay, because we recognize that they were gay all along and just not out yet. Well, many of us recognize this. There are obviously homophobes who think gay people do turn gay, but F them. The same goes for trans people. I didn't turn into a woman after being a man. I just realized I was never actually a man.
Riley. I don't hear too many people, maybe a few, saying that gays became gay along the way. But regardless, that's two different things. It's apples and oranges. One is a sexual orientation. The other is how you display your gender. They're two completely different things. It's apples and oranges argument. Now, to say that proves that people that are gay were born gay, and let's just leave that argument. Let's assume that you are absolutely correct, and to use that to prove that trans people don't turn into a woman after being a man, then what about the video you just made? Which one is true? Which one is a lie? Which one is made up? Is it all made up? I think so. But let's be honest here. No matter how much you portray yourself as a woman, even if you went through all the surgeries or all the hormone replacements, got yourself a vagina made and grew you some boobs, biologically, you're still a man. Chromosomally, you're still a man. Your skeletal structure would still identify you as a man. As a matter of fact, even if science somehow come up with a vagina for trans women that could bear children, it wouldn't work because you don't have the right skeletal structure. Your hips would break. Now, you can call me homophobe all you want and all that stuff, or transphobe or whatever, but it's not. It's just being real. Biologically, you were a man. Now, your gender, or how you identify, how you portray yourself, yeah, it's feminine. But you were born a boy, and you were a man. And I've seen pictures, like this one, of you that you look about as masculine as I've ever seen you look. So yeah, once upon a time, no matter what you're saying in this tweet, you were a man. But there's a few more tweets, and I don't have a lot of time. I'm quickly running out of time before the kids get back. So, let's see what else we got here. Melvin, why don't you go ahead and read through the rest of the tweets in that thread, and I'll just address them all at one time, just for the sake of saving some time.
Okay, Cousin BW, I can do that. Let's see, now where was I? Oh yeah. So I really hate when people use the term MTF for me, and I know talking about this publicly will now mean it will be used to insult me. But the funny thing about that is that if you call me MTF, you're admitting that I'm female. Laughing crying face. Because, there are transphobes out there who want to get under my skin but don't want to admit I'm female, LOL. Like, legit, several times people have called me male and MTF in the same sentence, and I'm like, I don't think you know what that stands for. Anyway, if you're trans and identify with MTF as a term, good for you. That's your business. I think it's outdated, and I don't like it. It's useful as a search term for finding trans femme resources currently, but I think that will change as our language evolves. So, yeah, don't call all trans women MTF. Many of us don't identify with that term. Thanks.
Thanks, Melvin. Go get yourself a beer now or something. We're done. No, Riley. No. When people call you male to female, they're not admitting that you're a female biologically. They're admitting that's how you portray yourself. That's how you identify. And what you're skipping here is it's plainly saying that they believe you transitioned from male. Now, I have my own opinions about whether you're really transitioning or not, but that's for a whole nother video. But, yeah, I'm sure there are people out there that want to try to get under your skin. But trust me, we know what male to female means. And you are not the best portrayal of that. Let's just be honest. And very kind of you to tell people that if they identify with the term MTF, then good for you. But you think it's outdated and you don't like it. So this is all about how you feel, and because you feel this way, that makes it true? I don't think so, Riley. That's the problem with so many people on your side. It's not about the feels. Absolutely, it's useful as a search term, but you want to evolve our language to the point where it fits your rhetoric so that it does not even resemble what we have as a language today. So yeah, don't tell us that we can't call trans women. What do you want? You guys fight for recognition and you get it. And people are recognizing trans people that transfer not only male to female, but female to male. And that's not good enough for you. Now you've got to change the agenda. Now you've got to change the rhetoric for something else. You're finally getting what you want. So now you're unhappy? I don't get it, Riley. I really don't get it. Sometimes the things that come out of your mouth is just unbelievable. And I think, I hope that those of you watching this can see how the clip of the video that I showed that he did and his tweets just don't match up. He's talking out of both sides of his mouth. And if I offend you by using the he or his term, sorry, that's just the way I feel about Riley. Toughen up. Anyway, that's all the time I'm going to take on this today. Kids should be back home any time, and if they get home before I get done with this, I'll never get this video out today. Got to edit it yet. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you see here on my channel, please hit the like button. Please share it out on social media, Twitter, Minds, whatever, because YouTube isn't going to do that. If you have an extra $1 or so a month, please consider being a Patreon. If you can't, I certainly understand, and everything's all cool. And hopefully, I am working on trying to get some t-shirts and mugs made, some kind of merchandise. So maybe that'll be sometime in the future. We'll see. I am a busy old guy sometimes. Anyway, that's it for me today. And as always, get out of my yard.